Uh-huh. Feel the funk out on the floor. Oh my body, come on, let's go. Feel the funk out on the floor. Oh my body, come on, let's go. It's baby. It's baby. CriB.
Hello, beautiful ones. Today I'm going to introduce you to an amazing man and personal friend of mine, Mr. David Schwartz. David's an artist that creates some pretty dope art pieces inspired by music, hip-hop mostly, and he creates from his heart, about his heart. David and I met through our dear and precious friend, Prince, the beautiful one himself. You're going to hear some personal stories about David, his journey, but also some personal stories about Prince and who he was to us, and how blessed we feel that he shared his gifts, talents, and amazing energy with all of us. And we had a surprise guest. But I'm not going to tell you who it is. You have to watch this next episode of BaBy's CriB to find out. What's up, beautiful people? So we are back at BaBy's CriB, and I hope you're feeling good. I'm feeling really, really good. Today we're at the Buckhead Art and Company with one of my very good friends that I've known for many moons, Devious.
Oh, no one has called me that in 20 years.
I knew you were gonna do that. David Schwartz, Mr. David Schwartz, everybody.
Yeah.
That's how I met you, and I know that I don't really call you that anymore. Sometimes it slips, but yeah.
A lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time but know me from that era still call me that.
Yeah.
I forget that was a thing.
Yeah. So you were a part of a group called the Fonky Bald Heads, right?
Yes.
And that's where you got the name?
No. Actually, in high school, I was putting out CDs and middle school, I was selling cassette tapes out of my backpack. And I was going by the name just Devious, D-E-V-I-O-U-S. But then later on, I didn't like the negative connotation. I always thought it was more about me being like plotter.
Yeah, playing.
But then I changed it to DVS, like the initials for David Schwartz. I just kind of changed it. I changed it, so.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I remember there was one point in time when I was still calling you that, and you're like, baby, I'm like 30. I can't go by Devious. I gotta go by David now. So it's hard. I still flip it off, you know? Yeah. Well, we are here today because some of your really cool art is in this gallery, which is super dope. You've got some pieces that we're gonna walk around and show all you beautiful people out there.
Sure.
Yeah, which is really cool. I just can't wait to talk about it. But tell me a little bit about how you got started. And I don't know if music came first or if art came first for you. They're both art, but you know what I'm saying?
Well, I was always drawn more towards art and music from elementary school, you know, when I was playing trumpet in...
was that a firework? What was that? Okay, go ahead.
I was playing trumpet in an orchestra band at a music magnet school in St. Paul.
Trumpet?
Trumpet.
That's dope.
Played trumpet for 3 years. Couldn't play one note right now though, but.
Okay.
And then just art classes. I always gravitated towards art, gym, or music, and then just did terrible in like every other.
I understand. Me too. So art started first then, but it was kind of music. When did you start getting into, I guess what I want to say, like taking it more serious? Or was it always just kind of like,
I think it's just
same thing?
Just like listening to like Run DMC, Beastie Boys, and LL Cool J. I started writing my own raps in like '89 when I was about 10 years old.
Okay, yeah.
And so that's when I already understood the basic structure of bars and 16-bar verses and 8-bar choruses, and from doing trumpet, from being in right. So I just kind of wrote my own songs, but I didn't start recording until 13.
Okay, until you're 13 years old?
Yeah, I started making demo tapes and selling them out of my backpack.
That's so dope. That's so dope. So do you remember the first song that you wrote? Do you remember the name of it?
The first song? No.
No?
No.
What were you rapping about when you were 13? What were you writing about?
I always had a lot of lady friends, so I would talk about like all the girls I was hollering at or having certain kind of relations with. And
at
that's
13?
Like I started a little too early.
13. It's no such thing. Love happens when it happens, you know?
That was not love,
It was
yeah.
not love. You were hollering at him, as you just said.
I was just having, yeah,
Yeah. So how much did you sell the cassettes out of your trunk for?
like $5 maybe. It was 3 songs. It was
Okay.
like a 3-song demo,
Yeah.
and me and my friend recorded it.
Cool.
And I designed, it was the first album cover I ever designed, was like ours. And back in the day, you used to have to like print out a photo of yourself, cut yourself out with scissors, and then glue that on another background,
Right.
and then photocopy that,
Right.
and then that would be like the artwork. And so
Right.
before computers, I had to do it like that.
So you were still like, layering it and making it cool. What was the name of the 3 songs? Do you remember?
Tell Me How You Want It. Yeah, that's provocative for a 13-year-old.
Yes, it is.
And then I don't remember the other 2.
But those other girls that he can't remember. So yeah, anyway. But that's
Yeah.
so cool. So then I know that you were New York, right? That's where you were born, or that
I was
was
born in New York,
Yeah.
in Manhattan, but my mom and my dad moved to Jersey, you know,
Okay.
because they have the kid. They're like,
Yeah. That I knew.
yeah, they want some space, so they were lucky enough to move to Jersey and get a house. And I grew up there till I was 8, and then
Cool.
yeah.
And then how did you make your way to Minneapolis?
My mom had passed away, and I went to live with my grandparents because my dad was having issues with substances and all that. And then he went to go get help. They told him he had like 6 months to live or something. His liver was shot, and there was only like one place in that they said could take somebody with that severe of like a thing going on and like try to help them, and it was Hazleton in Minnesota. And so he moved out there, and I think most people stay for a short period of time. He stayed for like a year or
freezing. It's
something.
so cold, like-
He was there for like a whole year, and I remember when I moved out there, he was like a totally different person. Like when I came to go see him, and then he decided if he went back to New York, he would get involved with all that stuff again. So he just wanted to stay in Minnesota, and so I moved out there.
Nice.
And if it wasn't for that, I would have never
Wouldn't
got into that
have
music,
into that.
Minnesota music
Yeah.
scene.
Now, how old were you when you went there to Minnesota?
8 or 9.
You're still a little boy.
88.
Yeah, still a little boy. And he was a better person, better version of himself.
He was he's been sober 38 years without.
That is awesome.
No
Daddy,
slip up.
go ahead. I love it. Love it. That's beautiful.
That's a tough thing. A lot of people he was
It is.
in there with, they didn't make it. You know, a lot of his friends, they didn't make it.
I know. It takes a lot of people to the other side.
Yeah.
We can talk more about those things later.
Right.
Yeah, we can. But it definitely does. So, were you still creating music and also art at that time, or just more like on music, or what would you say? I mean, 8, but again, 13, you were doing this.
I mean, I was trying to do guitar lessons and
Okay.
drum lessons and trumpet and writing raps.
So you were kind
at
of
the
playing
time,
a lot
but,
of
like,
instruments.
Yeah, but art, I wasn't really,
Okay.
besides drawing, I wasn't doing
Okay.
much.
It was more music.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very, very cool. Well, you know how we met, right? Do you
Ye-
remember?
Yeah, I remember seeing you before I met you, though, because I remember I was opening up for Prince with Kip, and I saw the whole front row. There was like 10 girls going really crazy, and I could tell they were like a group. They were like together. And I was like, I wonder who these girls are in the front row. It was really random. And then afterwards, Prince introduced me to you at the after thing, and I was like, oh, you're the girl with the other 10 girls.
Yeah, I always rolled out with
It
a
was
lot
a
of
thing,
chicks.
yeah.
I was driving around like 10, 15 beautiful girls, right? All amazing and gorgeous. But we met through Prince, definitely. And your shirt says what? What do we see here? What is it?
Sign of the times.
Yes, it's dope. But at the top, it also says, if I was your girlfriend.
I didn't even notice that.
I did.
I just got it last week. This was my first time wearing it.
So cool.
Yeah.
Sign of the Times is one of my favorite albums by him.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, it's so dope. So really cool. So how did you meet Prince?
It's kind of a random thing. So, my dad's friend, who he went to treatment with at Hazleton,
Okay.
a guy named Ponytail, he used to be Prince's chef back in the mid-90s, like early 90s.
All right.
And I was like 15, 16 years old, and he said, Prince is having a party at Paisley Park. I want to invite you to come see him perform.
At 15?
Yeah, and so I go out there with a friend of mine, and that was my first time ever seeing Prince perform. And, you know, that's a special thing to be able
amazing.
to be in a room with just maybe 500 people and get like a personal concert, you know, and
Yeah.
so that was kind of impactful. But I wouldn't meet Prince for another 4 years after that, and it was random through something
So
completely
19
different.
years old was when you first physically met him.
Yeah, and that's because of my graphic design. So this is interesting. So Kirk Johnson had saw some of my. Kirk was Prince's longtime drummer, and used to dance in the Purple Rain days, but then
Right.
he went on to become his drummer.
Right.
And then head of security and stuff. And
Yeah.
he's just been, they've been
Many
close
hats.
friends for a long time.
Many
Yeah.
hats as I adjust my hat. Yes, he wore many
And
hats.
Kirk had saw my design work and wanted to introduce me to Prince in '98 when I was 18, going to art school, design school, because he liked my artwork. And he said, I think Prince was looking for like a new artwork person, because I think his long-term Steve Park was getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
And so he had brought me out there for an interview. But I had when he called me, I was at the mall with my friends, and he was like, I need you to come to Paisley right now. I want to introduce you to Prince. And I was like, okay.
Did your heart fall?
I didn't have,
Were you like,
yeah, but I had my portfolio in the trunk, but I didn't have time to drop my friends off, and they're kind of crazy. So I was like, I'm 18 years old. I make bad decisions. So I'm like, all right, guys, we got to go somewhere, but you got to stay in the car. And they're like, all
brought all
right.
your friends to Paisley?
So we get to the parking lot for a job interview,
is
right?
so
I brought my friends to a job interview. And so I'm like, all right, you guys stay here. And they're like, you know, smoking weed in the parking lot, getting out of the car, looking around while I'm inside, obviously, because when I came out, I saw this.
Yeah. That's
So
funny.
I'm sitting in the lobby, and Kirk's like, let me go get him. And I'm sitting there for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Kirk comes back out. He's like, yeah, he can't do it today, so we're gonna have to do this another time. And when I go outside and I see my friends like smoking weed outside, I'm like, it just clicked. I was like,
Yeah, he didn't want to.
so he saw that shit on camera probably and was
did.
like, yeah, that's not happening.
Can't have it.
So fast forward another year, now I meet him
20,
through music.
Right? 20 years old? I'm just following the timeline.
19, yeah, about 19.
Okay.
And I'm recording at Morris Hayes' studio, and that's where I meet Kip for the first time.
And Morris Hayes being the keyboard player and also like
Long-term
part of-
keyboard player.
Yeah, for the people that don't know out there, that's why we're saying this. Like part of MPG is always was a part of like Prince's, not always, but for a long time.
He's been there a long time.
Yeah, long time.
Just him and Kirk were probably two of
Yeah.
the two longest.
Yeah. So that's where you met him. Cool. Very
So I was hanging out at Morris's. We're working on some songs together, and I meet Kip for the first time. And Kip had just started playing keyboards and backgrounds for Prince around that same time, a little bit later, but around that same time. And man, Kip and I we kind of became really good friends, and we started making music together.
Right.
And there was something really special about it, because a lot of producers I had worked with at that point, they would always just give you a beat and like that's it, you know. And he was more about, let's discover more about who you are, you know, what you want to talk about, because he's like, the stuff you're talking about is in other words, it's
Shallow.
It's shallow.
Yeah.
It's like it's BS, and you know, he was,
You can go deeper.
yeah, let's
an
bring you in,
amazing
let's bring you
songwriter.
into it. And so he was the first person I worked with that actually got me to want to be myself on a song instead of trying to be somebody else or try to look cool or whatever.
Nice.
And so that's how I started evolving. And Prince wound up hearing those songs later, and that's a longer story. But
It's a longer story.
It came,
but was this part of the Funky Bald Heads and it's
No,
FNKY?
no, so-
not funky.
No, so first off, Prince heard the stuff that Kip and I was working on,
Okay.
and he wanted me to rap on one of his songs. So Prince was like, I want you to rap on this. And he let me hear one of his songs, and he said, the first time he let me hear it, he was like, I'll be back in 30 minutes. If I like it, I'll give you $1,000. And so he disappeared, and I'm sitting there on the floor. I had a backpack full of notebooks. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna pick like some of the best shit I ever wrote and just make it work with this. So that way when he comes back, I already know it's good. So I was like, all right, I like that line a lot, I like that. Put it together. He comes back and he's like, he didn't even say anything to me. He's like, all right, go in the booth. So I was like, you don't want to hear it first? He's like, no, we're just gonna record it.
That's awesome.
And so he threw me in the booth.
And then threw $1,000 at you.
No, I get in there, and he's got his gold microphone, like
course.
gold plated,
Yeah.
$20,000 microphone.
Right.
And he's at the mixing board, and Kip's on the couch, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna click you in. He's like, if you hit it perfect the first time, I'll give you another $1,000. So now we're up to $2,000.
Now you're
I'm like,
gambling. Now you're like, ah.
yeah, and $2,000 to an 18-year-old kid living in and out of his car in different friends' houses, like that's like winning the lottery at that
a lot of
moment.
money.
So
Yes.
yeah, so. And that's like 2000. Back in 2000, that was like a little more than 2000. It's like
Yeah.
4,000 by today.
Yes. At least.
So he clicks me in. I come in right off the bat. I've been preparing for this for years, so I wasn't even faded. I nailed it perfect. After 8 bars, he stops the song.
What was the song?
Daisy Chain.
Give me the first like line. You don't have to rap it. What are the words?
I knew a dancer, her name was Kelly, nicknamed Candy and a hoop ring in a belly, a tongue ring, and a voice to sing, and a body like dime piece, everything. And then he just so
here's
he
$3,000.
he fell on the floor laughing and stopped the tape, and I was like, well, you know, okay, I was confused. Yeah, I was like, oh great, he didn't like it,
Right.
and I was like, what's wrong? And he said, he was laughing. He said, I wasn't recording because I didn't think you were gonna hit it.
He thought you were gonna be too nervous.
And so he said, all right, you hit it again, I'll give you another 1,000. And so I did it perfect, and then he honored the bet.
That's beautiful. We had a bet too about.
I heard about that.
About my name.
Yeah.
When I first met him physically, he was like, I told him on the phone, like, he's like, who's this? I'm like, baby. He's like, that's not your name. I'm like, yeah, it is. He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, I'll make you a bet. You know, $1,000. He's like, no, $1,000. I'm like,
I guess that was his thing then.
It was a bet.
$1,000 bet all the time.
Yeah. So then when I finally physically met him, which was later that night after the concert, I had my license ready because bam, and it was like the people parted just like this. They could see me coming, and I guess they knew I was there. And I walked up, handed my license. He had his cane. He looked at it. He's like, that face, you know. And then
Yeah.
he whispered into Earl's ear, and like then he handed me the money, and that was it. So yeah, he did. He made that.
He had the money on him? He doesn't have pockets. He had Trevor give it to
No,
you?
he had at that time. It was Andre or Earl. It wasn't
Okay,
Trevor.
before Trevor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
before
yeah.
Trevor, which we love him too. But yeah, and then bam, I'm like, thanks, that was mine. That's so funny.
Yeah.
It's so great.
That's the funniest thing. He don't have pockets.
No, we didn't carry.
He doesn't have pockets. He doesn't have a cell phone, have license, money.
No.
He don't have nothing.
No, he has people carrying that
He has
stuff. for him.
pajamas.
I know. I know. That's a great story.
Prince was born June 7th, 1958. He was a Gemini, but he believed you only have one birthday. I kind of believe the same thing too. That's why I always say, Happy Earth Life Day, beautiful people. For years, Prince didn't go by his name. Nobody could call him that. He went by the artist, or the artist formerly known as Prince. And he created a symbol that represented his name. It was a combination between Mars, male, Venus, female, a cross, and an arrow pointing down. At what? I don't know. Prince also became a Jehovah's Witness, and he was baptized. I wonder if he was baptized in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
No one puts baby in the corner. Nobody.
Yo, remember that like it was yesterday? I need you to subscribe. I need you to like. I need you to comment. Yo, my scammering and shit. Yo, baby's crib.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
So, how many albums did you work on with Prince? Like when you recorded?
Well, originally, it was a few songs on the album, which was supposed to be called High.
Okay.
And then when that album was done, he decided to shelve it. And then later on, it got broken up into 2 albums and was put out like 4 years later. So I'm on 2 albums.
Okay, and the names are?
Chocolate Invasion and Slaughterhouse.
Dope.
Yeah.
Slaughterhouse. That's beautiful. It's really.
We shot a music video to the song High, which never came out, which is in the vault. They just have to edit it. Kip and I.
See it, man. If we ever see it.
Yeah,
See that?
we were, Kip and I were standing on top of a purple tour bus in the Paisley Park parking lot, and they were filming us like doing our
fly.
part on top of the tour bus.
That's fly. I can remember touring around with him in that bus, and we would stop sometimes. People were like, who's in there? I know someone's in there. Because he didn't have the symbol on it or anything.
Right, it was just 3 purple tour buses.
Yeah, I know.
But no marks.
No marks, nothing like that. And they could tell maybe, but it was very discreet,
Yeah.
besides the purple, beautiful colors that were there. That's so cool. It's dope. I can remember seeing you perform on stage with him, and you, amazing. Like, the energy was there. It was dope.
I was excited to be 20
Yeah.
years old and be doing that.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. Do you miss those days?
Of course, yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Of course you do.
That was some of the best times of my life.
No.
Yeah.
You play basketball with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played hundreds of games. Yeah,
Hundreds. Let's go. More bets?
There probably was some, but not money.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, beautiful. We're going to tell some more Prince stories in just a little bit, but I want to take around, you guys around and show some of your art because you've got some dope pieces in this gallery. Rhyme Capsule. It's so gorgeous. I can't wait for everyone to see this. They're beautiful, and
Thank
you'll
you.
tell me more about it. They're so beautiful. Your heart work, everything's super cool. And then we'll just see where the day takes us. How about that?
All right, sounds
cool?
good. Yeah.
All right. Dope. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
classic blues. Temporary fix, try to make it new. Sundays,
Gotta get all figured out.
Sundays,
Know what I'm talking about.
Sundays,
Gotta get all figured out.
Sundays.
Uh-huh.